Ever feel like your emotions control you instead of the other way around? You're not alone. Every single one of us has faced those moments where the heart races, the palms sweat, the mind floods with worst-case scenarios, and we feel powerless. But what if I told you there are exact brain training techniques that can keep you calm in any situation? Techniques that have been proven in science, tested in real life, and used by soldiers, athletes, and leaders under pressure. Today, you're going to learn how to train your brain to beat anxiety so that instead of being a victim of emotions, you become their master. The first thing you need to know is this: anxiety isn't weakness. It's wiring. When you feel overwhelmed, it's not that you're broken. It's that your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do thousands of years ago. Deep in your brain sits the amygdala, a tiny almond-shaped cluster of neurons. Think of it as your alarm system. Back in the days of survival, that alarm meant life or death. It triggered the fight or flight response, dumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body, making your heart race, sharpening your senses, preparing you to run from a predator or fight for survival. The problem is that in today's world, the same alarm sounds when your boss calls you into a meeting, when your partner brings up a tough conversation, or when the bills are piling up. The alarm hasn't evolved as quickly as the modern world, so you end up reacting to emails the same way your ancestors reacted to lions. But here's where it gets interesting. Above that ancient alarm system sits the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that reasons, plans, and makes decisions. If the amygdala is the alarm, the prefrontal cortex is the wise coach. It has the power to step in, calm the system, and remind you that you are not in danger. This is what neuroscientists call top-down regulation. And every time you practice it, every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen those neural circuits. Just like muscles in the gym grow through resistance, your ability to regulate grows every time you practice under stress. This is the principle of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself. Think of it this way. Each calm response you practice lays down a stronger pathway, a mental road that becomes easier to travel the next time. You are literally sculpting your brain towards strength. So if we have this capacity, why do so many people fail to control their emotions? Why do smart, capable men lose their temper, freeze under pressure, or crumble in stress? It comes down to using the wrong tools. Most people rely on willpower. They grit their teeth, they clench their fists, and they try to power through the storm. But willpower is like a match. It burns bright for a moment, then fizzles out. In the heat of anxiety, willpower alone isn't enough. Others fall into the trap of numbing. They drown their feelings in endless scrolling, binge eating, alcohol, or distraction. But numbing doesn't resolve anxiety. It buries it alive. And what's buried alive always fights to resurface. Some fall into the trap of over-control. They try to silence every emotion, believing that calm means feeling nothing at all. But that's not mastery. That's denial. Calm doesn't mean numb. Calm means you feel the same emotions as everyone else, but you hold the reins instead of being dragged by the horse. Let me paint a picture. You're in traffic, already late to a meeting. A driver cuts you off, slamming on the brakes. Your heart pounds, your jaw tightens. You can feel the anger surging. That's your amygdala hijacking the system. Most people either explode, shouting, honking, losing control, or they suppress it, pretending it's fine, while inside the pressure builds. But regulation is different. It's noticing the surge, pausing, breathing, and letting the prefrontal cortex step in. Suddenly you realize it's just traffic. You're safe. You'll handle the meeting. That's emotional regulation in action. Not ignoring, not exploding, directing. So how do you build this kind of control? There are 7 practical techniques you can start today. The first is the pause. Before reacting, stop and count to 3. This sounds simple, but it's powerful. That short delay interrupts the amygdala's grip and gives the prefrontal cortex a chance to weigh in. In those 3 seconds, you shift from animal instinct to human choice. The second is naming the emotion. Say it to yourself, or write it down. I feel anxious. When you name it, you tame it. Neuroscientists have found that labeling emotions reduces amygdala activity. It's like shining a flashlight in a dark room. Suddenly the shadows lose their power. The third is box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold for 4. This simple rhythm signals to your nervous system that you're safe. Navy SEALs use it in combat zones because even under gunfire they need clarity. If it works there, it can work in your boardroom, your living room, or your car. The fourth is reframing. Instead of saying, I'm nervous, say, I'm ready. Your body interprets the same physiological signals differently depending on the story you tell. Athletes do this before big games. They don't call it anxiety, they call it energy. That one shift can transform fear into fuel. The fifth is grounding through the senses. When the future feels overwhelming, bring yourself back to the present. Notice 5 things you can see. 4 you can touch. 3 you can hear. 2 you can smell. 1 you can taste. It's a reset button that pulls your attention out of imagined disasters and roots it in reality. The 6th is the physical reset. Motion changes emotion. When anxiety builds, get up, walk, stretch, drop and do push-ups if you have to. Your physiology is deeply tied to your psychology, and moving the body shifts the brain. And the 7th is anchoring with ritual. A mantra whispered under your breath. A gesture repeated before stepping into a challenge. A nightly journal that releases the day's stress. These anchors train your brain to associate certain actions with calm, making regulation automatic. Now, even with the best techniques, there are traps that can undo your progress. One is escape. Distractions might soothe for a moment, but they teach your brain to run instead of regulate. Another is overthinking. Some analyze their anxiety so much that they feed it, like fanning flames instead of putting them out. Inconsistency is another trap. One deep breath won't transform you any more than one workout builds muscle. Emotional regulation is a discipline, not a trick. And perhaps the biggest trap of all is perfectionism. The belief that mastery means you never feel anxious again. Even the strongest minds still feel it. Mastery isn't about erasing emotions. It's about steering them. So how do you put this into practice? The answer is a daily routine. 10 minutes a day, every day. In the morning, spend 3 minutes on box breathing. Set the tone before the world sets it for you. Midday, take 2 minutes before a meeting or task. Pause, breathe, name the emotion, reset. And in the evening, spend 5 minutes journaling. Write what you felt, how you responded, and what you learned. That's it. 10 minutes total. But done consistently, this rewires the brain. Do it for 30 days, and you'll notice situations that used to shake you now leave you steady. Do it for 90, and you'll realize that anxiety no longer controls you. You control it. And for those who want to take it further, layer in advanced practices. Add physical exercise, not just for the body, but for the brain. Movement reduces cortisol, sharpens focus, and builds resilience. Add mindfulness meditation, even for 5 minutes, to train awareness of thoughts without judgment. Add exposure, gradually facing the situations that trigger you, not to avoid them, but to prove to your brain that you can handle them. These advanced practices deepen your foundation and accelerate growth. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You're walking into a high-stakes meeting. Before, your chest would have tightened, your mind racing with what-ifs. Now you pause. You breathe. You focus. You deliver with clarity. Or imagine your partner brings up a sensitive issue. Before you might have snapped, withdrawn, or shut down. Now you listen. You respond, not react. You lead with calm. Or picture yourself in the middle of chaos. Traffic, deadlines, responsibilities stacking. And instead of being swept away, you find yourself centered, steady, clear. That's not fantasy. That's what happens when you train your brain. Emotional regulation isn't luck. It's not a gift given to some and withheld from others. It's training. It's practice. And like any skill, it grows with repetition. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen the circuit. Each time you pause instead of panic, you lay another brick. And over time you build a fortress, a mind that is disciplined, resilient, and unshakable. Train your brain, and you won't just beat anxiety. You'll unlock freedom. Freedom to act with clarity. Freedom to lead with calm. Freedom to live with strength. If this message added value to your life, share it with someone who needs it. And if you want more timeless strategies like this, subscribe to this channel. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay calm, and stay strong.